Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Astri Nugraha Barokah with serial number 2319049. I'm from group 8. So in this discussion today, we are going discuss about listening in the wider context. So I'm gonna explain about integrated listening. In considering the integration of the skills, we need to examine the difference between the listening lesson and listening in the lesson. The former aims to improve the students' listening only. It incorporates strategy training, whether overtly or covertly, and will probably contain an element of troubleshooting, examining those problematical areas where listening becomes difficult. Any other benefits, acquire vocabulary and grammar, for example, are incidental. In other words, the focus is purely on the listening skill. Listening in the lesson entails using a recording or listening to the teacher or other speakers to elaborate on a given topic. It may serve as a context for the target grammar or vocabulary or as a model for speaking. What it will not do is focus in depth on the skill of listening. Having outlined the differences between these types of lesson, we should be aware that the boundaries between them are often blurred, and even non-listening lessons will inevitably benefit our students' listening. Learning new grammar and vocabulary improves listening because it allows the students to broaden the range of input that is comprehensible to them. Improved reading also benefits listeners as the inner voice pronounces the words and the student develop their vocabulary and awareness of discourse patterns. In addition, to these 2 points, rhythm and the way sounds change in connected speech, intonation is also a listening issue. It affects the meaning of an utterance. For example, intonation alerts us to the mood or attitude of the speaker and also tells us via a falling pitch when the speaker has finished. In summary, the many facets of pronunciation affect our ability to listen and comprehend. It follows logically that the teaching of pronunciation and listening needs to be integrated. Maybe that's all from me. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raisa Maulidia with student number 2319051. Okay, now I will now continue to material. How to assess listening. Different types of assessment include placement tests, progress tests, achievement tests, and proficiency tests. It is likely that at some stage of their career, teachers will be involved in preparing a student for at least some of these. Number 1 is a formative assessment. In any discussion of assessment, we need to make a distinction. Number 2 is summative assessment, which is the type required by schools, college, and governments. And number 3 is a validity. It is very difficult to test listening without bringing other skills into play. Number 4 is reliability. The certainty that the test will produce consistent result, no matter who is marking it or what mood they are in. Number 5, distractor. This type of task also allow large number of items, a factor which increases the reliability of the test. Next, encouraging students to listening outside the classroom. Recent technological developments such as web quests, structured projects using listening text, and downloads on the internet allow students access to listening material, but they may need training in what to do with it. To this end, a student might benefit from framework or chronologic tasks. There are a number of characteristics which mark it off from other listening exercise and make it so valuable. These include authenticity, pleasure, and choices. I think that's all for me. Thank you. Sorry for the mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, my name is Ayunda Farisa with student number 2319060. Okay, I want to explain about material about the self-assess and listening to the launch lab. According to Grant and Miller, self-assess launch learning is an approach to learning launch, not an approach to teaching launch. Descriptive, one of the most important features of self-assess it is linear and certain. And a good self-assess center could contain most or all the following listening material: a bank of grain recording plus transcript and photocopying worksheets with as worksheets, daily radio news equipment by worksheets and transcripts. To expensive listening in the form of recording of story and paper for Getty readers. Some material a variety of recording from authentic sources as the BBC and a real life whom I'm being at least some of the time. Next, launch laboratory of traditional place where students practice launch drills. Drills has two meaning. The first is repeated practice, and second is a tool used for boring, and the launch lab has been a finning for both over the years. And a final comment about self-access and the lunch lab, student and teacher will probably need introduce to both. And they need to know is available when available and how to use it. This should happen as early as possible in the course. A teacher and Swami become a better teacher of listening. As we become more extrinsic, we end to the level in all areas. For example, as we become more aware of one pronunciation problem, we naturally develop of hours of students. Problems is listening and spellings. And as we learn more about motivation or classroom management ability plays a listen and technique for giving feedback also improve. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.